What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and today I'm excited because I'm showing you guys some test hands that I did with a new Trickstar build that was a big inspiration, or that came from an inspiration or was inspired from, I can't speak English, but an old deck profile from a fellow Canadian, Ryan Yu, who came like 9-0 or came first place. He went 9-0 at like a regional like 2 or 3 years ago, whatever, a long time ago when Trickstar was still relevant. This build pretty much played a bunch of instant fusions, and pretty much you wanted to make Pleiades with a bunch of trap cards and beat your opponent that way. Well, we do have the new Ready Fusion from Dawn of Majesty, and I thought that card could replace the instant fusions and kind of do a very similar thing in today's format. Now, I'm not trying to say this deck is going to go 9-0 at a regional and win you and go first place at a YCS or whatever it is. I'm not trying to say that. But what I am trying to say is this is a very cool new way to play the deck, and I wanted to show you guys some combos and how you can do some really cool things, especially the Droll and Lock combo, which a lot of people forgot about how good Droll and Lock plus Reincarnation is. But what if I told you you didn't need 2 Reincarnations to do that combo anymore? So yeah, I'm really excited. I know this intro is kind of long, but I just wanted to tell you guys that this deck I think is really cool. But if you guys do enjoy the video, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Guys, we're on the way to 5,000. Can we please make it happen? Please. I know we can do it. I know we can do it. I believe in the Spanko squad. Alright, now on to the video. Okay, so you guys can see here that we didn't open the most optimal of hands. We do have a Candina and a Ready Fusion though. We opened double Extra, which is not good, but the reason I wanted to show you guys these combos is because I wanted to show you, even with these suboptimal hands or these weird looking hands, as long as you can get to Retort Fusion or Ready Fusion here in the TCG and any Trickstar monster, specifically Korobane, you have a play. So I'm just going to let this play out, and we're going to do a lot of combos in today's video, or I guess you wouldn't call them combos, just I'm going to pause this real quick. Here we did get a Korobane though, like this is actually really good, right? We didn't even have to use our Candina, we got a Korobane. But I wanted to say that I'm going to be doing a bunch of these combos. This one is going to be like one of the worst hands, and then we're eventually going to get better hands, and I'm going to show you how it gets better. So they're not really combos, they're more like test hands, and I want to show you what this deck can do with the new Ready Fusion card over here. And also we're going to assume that we're not playing through hand traps and all that stuff. We don't want to deal with this. I just want to show you guys what the basics, the bread and butter of the deck is. So here we have the Extrav. I'm going to go step by step. We're going to go Candina here. And at this point, your Candina has a very high chance of getting hit with something because you don't have Licorice. That's fine. You don't really care. You have the Korobane. You have the Ready Fusion at this point. But here we're just going to show you what the extent of a hand like this can do. We have Light Stage. Light Stage is going to search Licorice. Licorice is going to summon itself. Actually, Korobane is going to summon itself. And then I guess you could Licorice summon. Like, it really doesn't matter how you want to chain these. It's just showing you guys what the end board is going to look like, essentially. And now you have a Candina back in your hand for next turn. You also have a Ready Fusion, which this is the card that I wanted to talk about. Giltia the D Knight. I think this card came out in like LOB or MRD, one of the original sets. And it's a level 5 light. And that's the most important part. It's a level 5 light monster, and it can be summoned off Ready Fusion. So here, we're going to use these two now, the Korobane and the Giltia, for a Pleiades. So here we have a Pleiades, and we're going to set 2, one being the Strike and one being the Imperm. So each time your opponent draws, he's going to take 200 from the Licorice, 200 from the Light Stage, so that's 400 points of damage. You have bounces right here with Pleiades, you have a Monster Negate, and you have a Solemn Strike. So you have 1, 2, 3 disruptions on your opponent's turn. You have Licorice and Light Stage burning, and you have a Candina plus an Extravagance for your next turn. So this is what's really cool about this version of the deck. Is I'm not trying to say it's super competitive, but what's really cool about this version of the deck is that you have set up on your first turn, you have set up for your next turn, and pretty much at this point, like, your opponent's gonna have a hard time playing through a Strike, an Imperm, and a Bounce, and then you have complete just full board again. You can just do it all over again next turn. So that's why I think this deck is really consistent, just with the addition of this Ready Fusion. Now this is just the first hand. I'm going to show you some better hands and some other combos, not just Pleiades. Obviously you can do Pleiades every single time, but I'm going to show you some other combos as well. So with this hand, you guys can see we opened another like not so good hand, and that's because we opened the Scythe, which kind of sucks. However, we did open Trap Trick. We also opened Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion. Now you guys can see we opened no Trickstar monsters here, so this is not a good hand in terms of Trickstar. However, opening both Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion together is still combo, and let me show you guys why. These cards are both once per turn, but they're 2 different cards. So imagine Instant Fusion was at 3, that'd be super broken. So here I'm going to show you guys what you can do real quick, and this is actually a really spicy play that I'm going to show you. So you have Instant Fusion here, you're going to go into your first Giltia, right? And we have Ready Fusion, which is going to go into your second Giltia. You could potentially, if you wanted to play something like Panzer Dragon in the extra deck, just for like when you do open the Instant Fusion. I choose not to personally, just because Instant Fusion is just a one-of, and I don't want to be playing a card that's kind of dead, especially if we Extravagant Spanish our Giltias, and let's say we have like a random Panzer in the extra deck, then Ready Fusion is kind of dead in that sense. So I choose not to play like those fusion effect monsters. I'm just going to straight up play 3 Giltias, but it doesn't really matter. I just want to show you guys that you can get 2 level 5s, 2 light level 5s. Now, I don't know if you guys are thinking what I'm thinking, but this is a kind of different play where you don't make Pleiades. You guys see here that we have a Trap Trick, we have a Droll and Lockbird. okay? So that can indicate one thing, reincarnation droll, but you guys might be thinking, but Spanko, you only have one reincarnation, you can't droll lock them. Well, you actually can with this, because here, instead of making Pleiades, you're going to make Durandal. And this is such a tilting combo for your opponent. So real quick, you can detach one material from this card. Each player with a hand shuffles their entire hand into the deck, and then draws the same number of cards they shuffled into the deck. So now, you essentially have a reincarnation-esque card with Durandal, a trap trick that's going to get you reincarnation. You have a droll and lockbird, which pretty much is going to lock your opponent out of drawing any cards. So therefore, they're literally going to start their turn with no cards in hand. Now, essentially, you put your cards back into your deck and you're not going to be able to draw them either, but that's fine. If you look at a hand like this, which is honestly a very bad hand, like it's not a good hand, what it does for you, though, is it levels the playing field. One, it puts Scythe back in your hand in this case, because we have a dead Scythe. Even though you guys didn't open a good hand, you leveled the playing field, and you pretty much put your Scythe back into your deck, and you have a monster, so you have the advantage. Now again, before you guys go to the comment section, I know this is not a great hand. I'm not trying to show you guys this is a great hand, but what I'm trying to show you guys is even with bad hands, this deck has a certain kind of play. Like you can still play and do certain things and level out the playing field, even with bad hands. So here's actually a better hand that does kind of similar things to what you wanted to do with the last hand, even though this hand is way better and you don't have to do the like wonky Durandal stuff. So what you can actually do here is, I'll just let this play out, but you have the reincarnation already, you have the imperm, you have a droll and lockbird, you have a retort, and you have a coral bane, which means you literally have full combo. It's the same thing as if you had opened instant fusion and retort fusion, right? But this hand's a little bit better just because you're also ending on an imperm, so I'll just show you guys this real quick. I'll just let it play out. It's kind of similar to the last one. You're gonna summon the coral bane, you're gonna retort or ready fusion for a Giltia, you're gonna make Durandal, you're gonna set 2, and you're gonna pass. So why this is really important and why this is really good is because now you have an imperm, which is just a monster negate. You have reincarnation, you have Durandal. So what you can do on your opponent's standby phase, activate your Durandal. They're gonna shuffle back everything into the deck. So what's gonna end up happening is reincarnation is gonna banish everything, droll's gonna resolve, they're not gonna be able to draw, and boom, now you locked your opponent out of their deck. They're starting their turn with 0 cards in hand. You have an imperm, so even if they top deck a monster, that could be really good. Like let's say they have a 1-card combo in the deck, whatever it is. You have an imperm, which is a negate there, and you have your Durandal, and you're pretty much leveling the playing field again. Like this is what's really cool about this deck is even these bad hands that don't end on anything crazy, you're literally just getting rid of your opponent's hand and they're not going to be able to play either. Now the nice thing though I wanted to say, that these hands I'm showing you open the droll reincarnation kind of thing, right? If you don't open droll, it's fine. You guys can just go into Pleiades, right? You'll still have an imperm plus a reincarnation plus a Pleiades, which is another form of disruption. So you don't have to go into the Durandal plays always. I just wanted to show you Durandal specifically because with the droll and lockbird, it's really good. If you don't open droll, you don't open droll, you can just do regular Trickstar stuff. But when you have the droll and lockbird, why not take advantage of it, right? Now this hand over here that I want to show you is I think a really good hand, probably the best hand that I've showed you guys all day. And these are realistic hands that I'm trying to show you. I'm not trying to show you just the best hands you can draw. These are very realistic hands because obviously you're maxing out on something like Droll, you're maxing out on something like Extrav, you're maxing out on your Candina. Now we actually ended up opening Instant Fusion, which is kind of funny with this one, but you're also playing Retort Fusion or Ready Fusion. So in theory, this could be one of those cards as well, so it doesn't really matter. But I wanted to show you this is a very realistic hand. And if I let this play out, it's pretty much going to be the same thing. Now you're going to extrav here, and this is kind of where it's RNG. You kind of extraved here. We extraved into an Ash and a Ready Fusion, which is broken, by the way. That's so crazy, because now we have Ash, which is another form of disruption. And now we just do regular Trickstar stuff. We go Candina. Here we can go into like Light Stage. I went straight into Corobane here, but you can go into Light Stage as well into Corobane. It really doesn't matter. You can special the Corobane. You can go Retort Fusion, Ready Fusion, whatever it is, into the Giltia. And then here, I wanted to show you guys that you can make, I made a Durandal because I had the Trap Trick plus the Droll, but you don't have to make the Durandal. You can still make Pleiades because we do have an Ash in our hand. Droll and Lockbird doesn't always have to be used with Reincarnation, so if you guys wanted to, Trap Trick could be another trap. And the nice thing about this hand is you have Instant Fusion, which is a starter for next turn. So now you have 1 disruption here, 2 disruption with the Droll, 3 disruption with the Trap Trick, and then if this is a Pleiades over the Durandal, I just made the Durandal here, but if this is a Pleiades instead, that's a 4th disruption. Durandal is technically a 4th disruption as well because you're getting rid of your opponent's hand. So every single hand, you guys can see all these hands do very similar things. You put up 3 to 4 disruptions and people don't see it coming, right? And even if you don't end up doing something like the Pleiades and bouncing your opponent's cards, what you can end up doing is literally just taking your opponent's entire hand out of this. So this is not like an FDK, but it's kind of like a hand loop in a sense, right? It's a Reincarnation Droll kind of turbo dot deck, and you can do it every single time because a lot of the time with that combo, that there was a problem, or the main problem with that combo is you needed double Reincarnation for that combo, but you can do that same combo with Durandal now, right? Because now you don't need double Reincarnation. You can only have 1 Reincarnation and, or in this case, a Trap Trick, because Trap Trick essentially acts as a Reincarnation, and then Durandal, and then you have the exact same combo. Okay, so as I was editing this, I kind of realized this wasn't the best board I could make. So I was like, you know what? Let me put up a quick picture of how this hand actually should have been played out and the better way to play this hand out. So because we actually had Instant Fusion and Ready Fusion in our hand, we should have just used both of those instead of searching the Korobane to make the Pleiades, and then the Candina can search a Light Stage, which is going to search a Licorice, and then this way gives you another play for next turn, which is your Candina, another normal summon. You still have an Ash, and you have the Trap Trick that you can set, and then you can get Reincarnation here, or you can get another Trap card in the deck. So yeah, I think this is just a better way to play this hand, and I just wanted to show you guys real quick what I think this hand should have actually played out like. Yeah, my apologies for the confusion, my apologies for the suboptimal gameplay. I shouldn't be doing that. Yeah, I was too lazy to refilm that whole thing, so here you go. Sorry guys. Alright, peace. So that is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of watched it back and maybe I explained some of the Durandal stuff weirdly, but I was just trying to say that Durandal plus Reincarnation is essentially like 2 Reincarnation, and then you have the Droll and Lockbird, and then you can do the Droll Reincarnation kind of combo with the Durandal as well, and that's just really, really cool. Obviously, you can also play it with Pleiades. You don't always have to make the Durandal. I just wanted to show you guys that when you do open hands with Droll and Lock, you can still kind of do the Durandal Droll and Lock combo, play, lockout, whatever you guys want to call it. Yeah, but yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that this new way to play the deck. I guess it's not new, it's actually old if you think about it, but it's new as in because we have Ready Fusion now. So it's another way to play the deck, essentially. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. The thing is, it's just a combo video. If you guys want to see a deck profile, actually, let me know in the comment section down below as well. I actually have a deck profile ready, so I'll probably do that anyways, to be honest. But yeah, let me know in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and with that, Spanko signing out. Peace.